God, I gotta be
the God
personality. Yeah, it's like, fuck Charlamagne the God. That nigga need to suck my dick. No, I'm kidding.
No, he said he'd do that to Tekashi 6ix9ine.
Nah,
remember that?
Lord. Well,
Remember him?
Wow, like eight outrage artists ago. You know what I mean? Like, who was it before? Right now, it's I Can't Put Down the Cup. That's the new one right now.
Oh, that's before, your boy.
Yeah,
Dave Blunts.
Kanye's trying to take it back, but I think people just aren't listening to him at all.
The weirdest shit in my fucking neighborhood. I recognized a goddamn Kanye song by the bass in it that I heard outside, and it was it wasn't the first Beautiful Morning song. It was like one of the other offshoots of it.
The Father Stretched My Hands Part 1.
It was like, stretch my hands to you.
Yeah.
Right, like looking like a
Excite Bite. Oh my God, that was fucking.
I like woke up this morning. I heard doom, 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 doom. Father, stretch my hands. With my hands. I'm like, who the fuck is playing Kanye at 9 in the morning to get the day started?
But yo, let's if we're recording, let's go. Let me get my fucking quote ready. All right, let me get a drink of water.
I'm glad somebody else understands that specific SpongeBob reference.
All right. Keep on acting like it ain't gonna happen till it happen when it happens. Motherfucker. What's going on, y'all? It's the Review a New podcast. I'm DJ.
And I'm Will the Greatest, a.k.a. Tommy Escobar, a.k.a. Horse Stroke Her, a.k.a. Huey P. Shooting.
AKA, because I'm always known as something else.
AKA ABP, always be plugging.
I love how he said, also known as AKA. This is like, does this nigga not know what AKA means? Is he just putting AKA like ASAP Mob puts ASAP in front of everything? But what's going on, y'all? It's the Review a New podcast. This is the show where we typically take a second look at our or your favorite pieces of media. And today we're looking at the Boondocks episode 7, The Real, because it's our show. We're in control. Me, my. But yeah, these are the exclusive episodes that we be uploading in between the main, movie reviews that we be doing for the podcast. And if you would like to get a movie review requested or an album review, we taking those too. Head on over to Ko-fi.com/rapcritic. That's ko-fi.com/rapcritic. And you can get your request in for a movie, album, live streams, you know what I'm saying? Get with it, act like you want it. Your boy is taking all requests, and we're reasonable. I'm not reviewing the fucking, you know what I'm saying, 8-part symphony out of this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I could, but it would just be for the music nerds. That's not fun. Let's stick to the lyrics. But no, and the movies and shit. And while we're doing Boondocks right now, I'm just going through the season because I wanted to have something to go through in between, doing the movies and shit. And then possibly, if we're done with the season, might do Black Dynamite, maybe start the first verse. You know what I'm saying?
We'll see. We'll work our way through the Martian Blueberry verse.
Exactly.
Do Black Jesus, do Black Dynamite, do Outlaw Johnny Black. Those are the actual names of those projects.
The Black Jesus show is so underwhelming. I don't want to get into that.
I actually need to watch it. I actually don't think I've sat down to. No love for Mr. Slink Johnson himself,
just some nigga. Like, it was just like, get it? What if Jesus was just some nigga? It's like, okay, we gotta do a little bit more than that, dude. Like, come on now.
But what if it's 2025? What if Jesus was just some nigga?
No, but okay, so let's get into the show proper. So the way the episode starts with, of course, because it's 2005, so we're doing the reference to the reality show thing with all of them kind of doing the talking heads. Right. I think Huey introduces himself and he's like, I'm part of the Afro coalition.
He said I'm a creator of 29 far left radical
radical leftist organizations.
And I'm like, hold on. Let's hear him out.
Yeah, exactly.
He might have some ideas.
Well, I mean, look, this just shows how, how, what do you call it?
Disorganized.
And divisive the leftist. The fact that he has to make 29, you know what I'm saying? Like,
it's like, okay,
something wrong. I mean, why can't...
This is the community help mutual aid group. This is the ecological disaster group.
Yeah, this is the queer community help because we still got to deal with the
separation.
You know what I mean? Yeah, exactly.
This is the intersectional community outreach group. This is the non-intersectional community outreach group.
Oh shit!
Oh man, damn that the commentary in the first
too
5
real,
seconds.
too real.
What if we all united under? I'm mad, and that's just how the left breaks up every time. That's how they get us.
So then Riley talks about, his, fucking AKAs and shit like that. Mm-hmm. Then Granddad is talking about how like
it's like, actually they say that I look like
Bill Cosby. Doctor. But just the fact that Time has like made that so much
it has made that joke age like it has made that shit age like terrible milk.
Holy fucking shit.
I'm just like, I look like, they say Cosby-ness is close to godliness. And I'm like, oh man, it's so hard to. Oh man, this is one of the things like, geez, they don't even know.
They have no
idea. It's like, it's one of those things. I'm like, boy, it's just a self-fulfilling prophecy. The disorganization of the left. People having 50 different names. Diddy. It's like the anti-reclamation of the Cosby name.
So, but how the episode rolls out is Riley's and they never really say what this confessional is for. Maybe it's like a meta. They're just talking to the audience, man. Like that's what's really going on. It's just them hyper aware of the show that's happening, and they're just talking to you. But no, the show sets up this interesting dichotomy of like the idea of like people. Well, like, first off, these reality shows that Riley wants to be a part of, and then it's juxtaposed with Huey, who's, trying to be a revolutionary, feeling like he's being watched by a shadow, the white shadow that he eventually calls him. And so there's an interesting sort of like double-pronged thing going there that they kind of present because, while Riley is going through all that shit, like, Huey's secret agent friend just kind of rolls up on him and just kind of goes like...
that's how the man be sometimes.
But the way it goes is like, Huey... No, this is how it happens. Now I remember. So Huey is... standing on that tree in the wind on the hill that he does, that's like his contemplative spot that they do in the first season. And then Jasmine kind of comes up to him and she's like, my tooth is wiggling, the tooth fairy's gonna come. And he's like, it's like, the tooth fairy's not real, he's just like batting down her beliefs, shit like that. And she's like, well, then why would the money under there? Why is the money under there? And it's like, oh, it's probably the tooth, it's probably your parents, they have easiest access to all this. And she's like, well, like, why are you, doing all this, disabusing me of my illusions, And he says like, oh, well, because the world's a hard place, da-da-da-da. And he starts saying all this hard shit, and he looks at Jen and I and is like, and guess what? You and everyone eventually are gonna die. And you hear the really epic music, and she's like, just runs off. Now,
there goes Dream Killer.
Now, see, here's the thing. I think Huey totally does. Like, this is one of my favorite episodes in the way that they treat Huey, in the sense of most of the time, Huey's the voice of reason, who's just correct, like just unarguably correct. And in this episode, he kind of is having his like, sanity put into question, right? And like, is he right about this shadow being there? The show doesn't even really let you know the truth,
I do like that theming of him being hyper paranoid. One, because that is a real, like, it's a common joke at this vantage point just because of how plugged in the government is known to be, at least in America, and how they will use like phantom and ghost accounts for shit to the point where like
bots.
Bots. Age, like it's a common joke with my friends where it'd be like, oh my god, I was like, if this person were here, I would do this and this to them on a Minecraft server to any FBI agent that may be listening, to me in Call of Duty, like in a virtual, because it's just like you really don't fucking know. It's just like, it's a level of paranoia that's not born out of nowhere, but also he sort of deserves it.
See, like, I think like intertextually in the episode, he deserved it because how shitty he was treating Jasmine. It's like, sure, that's the harsh truth.
Yeah, from an emotional standpoint.
But we all know the reason why you were doing that was to make her feel bad, right? Yeah. And so I think that's interesting how that kind of pulls back at like, okay, if he's treating her like that, okay, this is the text of the episode that he's doing this, putting down this harsh truth just to make her feel bad. In what way is he doing that in like black social issues, right? Where he's like just feeling the superiority of of like, well, I know and you guys don't. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like the show kind of plays with that.
It's I forget like the terminology for it, but it's just kind of like it's the type of person that while you could argue that they're like philosophically correct, are doing it more so to lower the level of like intellectual superiority.
It's like the Rick and Morty. It's like, no one cares that you're right if you're being a dick about it.
Right.
Like,
and that's
and the being a dick about it is partially to get that little thing of like, you're not as smart as me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like, and that's the tricky thing, because there's a lot of people that basically want to, pee in the punch bowl, where it's just like, oh my God, we had like this little win for like civil rights, to be like, oh, this is so awesome. Gay marriage got passed. It's like, yeah, well, the infrastructure is still set up against people where it's like, polyamorous people can't have multiple people on their health insurance. And the fact
that marriage is it's actually a heteronormative for
institution. It's a heteronormative,
not really
white patriarchal.
It's like, all right.
It's like, all right, bro, we get it. You can read.
The government, all right, nothing will ever be as perfect as the most perfect thing you can possibly get.
It's the one dude that's like, well, there's no ethical consumption under capitalism. Right. So you're actually contributing to slave labor in China by buying those wedding things. So have a fun time, Jim and Steve.
And what's the purpose of that? Like, what is the material? Because I consider myself a leftist leaning person.
Yeah,
but I consider myself that in a materialist, utilitarian sense of like, what is this actually doing to get gains for the people that are marginalized? Is this actually doing that, or is this doing the thing where, well, if it's not the most perfect way that it could be, then it's not good enough, and that's the thing that the people on the right side look and go like, oh look, they're just gonna whine and take the ball and go home if they can't get exactly everything they want. You know what I'm saying?
But also, as you mentioned it, there is something like, it is in like a meta sense, it's like funny and disturbing that the feds would essentially put an agent out there just to watch like a 9-year-old kid that they perceive to be a threat because he can read books.
So that's the two sides of the coin, right? Yeah. On one level, there is that like,
it's like you emotionally feel a little vindicated at him being punished by being under surveillance, by being a dick to his fellow child. But also it's like, that is a strange decision to extend resources, just like, here's the leader of like 29 black militant organizations.
If that is to be true, right? It's like, holy shit, why is the government's doing this to him? It's like, and doesn't that just justify the fact that he's wanting to make these organizations?
But also, the fact that you perceive a black child as a threat just because he's smart. Like, this would be a whole fuller conversation for another time, but there's a line in the show Ironheart where they're like, I guess is going to make the front headlines when we kill you. And it's like, black girl genius dies. And she's like, my death wouldn't make the news. And they're like, oh. And it's one of those things where you're like, oh, that's funny because it's sad. And it's like, yeah, my death. It's like,
that's too real.
So looping back into Boondocks, it's like, yeah. It's like, why are you watching this kid?
Well, actually, my homeboy helping us record this episode right now, Christoph, brought up an interesting point about the dichotomy of the two characters, in the sense of Riley being the YN, you know what I'm saying? The niggas who's just like, like, he doesn't give a shit about enlightening the people. He's just out for his, because he's doing a hyper exaggerated version of what he's seeing on TV. And, Huey is basically he mentioned the book, The Spook That Sat by the Door.
Oh,
like,
man.
the motherfucker who knows shit and is like keyed into what's going on in the government, but like he's powerless to do anything about it, because what can I do if I try to say anything to them? They're not fucking listening. We don't have the organizational skills to actually push back and get anything done. So I'm just watching this happening while my people are being shit on, and just like, you know what I mean? What's the point of the knowledge? It
is a fascinating kind of twofold tactic of. People are going to say that I'm doing too much, and that's okay, because that's what part of the show is about.
We're doing a deep analysis. This is what you're here for.
But it's like, it is both an internal...
Patreon.com/rapcritic, folks, if you want to get this exclusive content. I don't know when this episode will probably come out like 2 episodes after I put out the latest one, because I'm trying to get people content, but also trying to roll it. Shit, I'm trying to be a professional internet person out here, But anyway, continue.
It is an internal and external kind of attack towards the black community, where it's like, on the inside, you have the... kind of hyper exploitation of cultural facets of just like, it was the bling era, like we talked about when you guessed and we talked about the hip hop era.
2000s.
Yeah, so it's like Xzibit, Pimp My. So it's like even the notion of like Pimp My Ride being a thing. It's like, so from the inside, it's like, look, black people be hyper materialistic. Pimp out your cars with this millions of bullshit. Put a PS2 in the back. Right. Who cares?
Isn't this your culture?
It's like this is your culture of just like material items and things that don't really serve a necessary purpose, but kind of waste money.
Some spinning. Get yourself a car with spinning rims on it. Yeah,
it's like how are they spinning? But the wheel doesn't move. So it's like from the inside. You mean to
tell me they keep spinning while the car stops moving?
Yeah, so it's just like a subtle takedown and judgment of like the rich nigga archetype from the inside that'll tear it down and make us seem like we're only materialistic people, but then from the outside, this hyper surveillance of the people that try to warn us, and like how is that affected by like the fact that we're all on this coonery buffoonery in our entertainment? Is that a coincidence? Yeah, so
you
try to silence the more militant people that are on the outskirts. It's like, oh, they're not going to listen to you because they're so obsessed with the bling bling. Yeah. Every time I come around the city, wheels spinning. It's like we'll give Xzibit a show, and then we'll do oh, look at these poor black people, we'll like prop it up there. So it's like, it's an interesting, here's the inside of how we make you point all the headlights to, it's like, look at how hyper consumerist that black people are, and don't listen to those voices on the outside. Like, wait, no, it's the government. They're trying to
the cave allegory,
Yeah.
So that's set up, and then okay. So the way that he sets it up is like Riley's like, it's like I'm sending this tape to like kind of like switch on what you think is happening, because at first they're talking to the camera where we don't really know what show that's for, but then they switch it to Riley's like doing the tape to sort of get his to get on Pimp My Ride.
Mr. Xzibit.
Yeah, exactly. And he does what does he do? He turns on the soul music. On the music. And he's like, wait, hold on a second. He's like, Pimp My Ride for America. For 9/11.
For 9/11.
That was wild. 2005. We're not even 4 years after this fucking shit. And they're making these type of fucking edgy boy jokes. Right. But the setup that he says is like, it's like, Riley says like, what is it? Robert Freeman is like bragging about having the glasses, and then Riley just goes like, man, that nigga look blind. But then I came up with a plan. And so the plan is, which he does not decide to tell him. He just springs this on him. So that's not the best idea. So they just roll up to his house. Granddad opens the door where he's just like, oh, these people are just going to like, what is it? Don't they just like open the door and like, hey, like, we're going to do this. No, wait. Doesn't it happen where... I
mean, I remember in the video...
No, what happens is they knock on the door, Riley opens the door, and then he kind of tells them like, because Granddad says something like, whoa, who's that at the door? And he goes like, oh, hold on, shit. He tells them to come out, and Xzibit's like, why are we sneaking around? And he goes like, nah, man, like if my granddad hears that his favorite rapper is, like on this shit, he's gonna freak out. And he goes like, yo, I'm his favorite rapper. He's like, yeah, he got your whole catalog, which is hilarious to me as a hip hop fan. It's like nobody has Xzibit's whole fucking catalog. I'm sorry, he's great. He's lovable. Everybody loves Xzibit.
Yeah, on TV. We love him on TV as a TV personality. But he's great.
No one is going like, oh yeah, Xzibit, that show, and the hit album that he released. That you're like, no one's listening.
Look, I would have a better chance naming 3 Nick Cannon songs than I would 2 Xzibit songs.
Oh, damn. Damn it.
Gun to your head. Name 2 Xzibit songs.
I can't name 2 Xzibit songs. Because he did the X song. So X, I did that. And then he did Don't Approach Me. He did that song with Eminem. That one counts.
He did the Pimp My Ride thing. Wait, put the gun down, please.
All right. And then the song on the 8 Mile soundtrack. Is that on the 8 Trail soundtrack? What's it called, motherfucker? Oh, shit.
He had a song on Empire. He was dissing fucking... Terrence Howard, I'm sure. I know he did.
But yeah.
Did we talk about the part of in the video of just Ruckus is like, I'm Robert Freeman's rival. And I want to ride this piece of shit no more.
Yeah, give him something better. Yeah, that's right.
Which I'm just like, it was an interesting moment. I'm like, oh, I guess y'all are friends.
I guess they're friends. He's willing to help him.
Yeah, I'm like, what? And that's like the only time he showed up in the episode was to help Robert out. I'm like, yeah, you're a dick, but I
guess it's like, I guess we're all we're here, we're in the neighborhood.
to reference a recently defamed comedian, you got your real friends and you got your true friends. And in that moment, he was being a true friend.
Yeah, I fucking guess, Then I think what is it? Homeboy, Cedric Yarbrough's character, Tom. Oh, yeah. He brings his daughter over to be like, oh, yeah, I found this little girl. Excuse me. I found this little girl, that was homeless and And she's like, my mother smoked crack.
It's like
Riley's doing the
come on.
She smoked crack and she sold me for, $10. And you need to give Riley a new extension on his house.
He ran away fucking niggling.
But then they say, he talks to Granddad and basically lets him know what's going on. They're like, hey, they think you're blind, but if you no, what happens is he's sneaking around with them to sort of like tell him what's going on. And then Granddad runs in and he goes like who the hell's going on over here? And then like bangs, knocks the camera dude out and shit like that. Because the next scene is Xzibit going like, yo, you got fucked up by that old ass man.
Like a white guy holding his face.
Yeah. And he goes like, and so, Riley explains to Granddad, shows him the video, that music, the Pimp My Ride music that's playing. And he's like, the people going like, oh my God, you got to over this, you got to. And Granddad's like, whoa, they going to do all that for me? Like, they're going to fix up Dorothy? He's like, they're going to fix my transmission. And then they cut back and he's like, excuse me, gentlemen. So sorry for the misunderstanding. Now, where's that boy, Inhibit? And he was like, the whole catalog, huh? And that's the thing, like I said, it's like I love Xzibit, but it's like I've never considered him like if you're on the West Coast, maybe you gotta listen to him because he's part of that.
Who has ever said that?
Yeah, exactly.
There are West Coast rappers. It's like name 10 rappers from the West Coast. Oh, Xzibit's not making it to that list.
Exactly. Yeah. I'm gonna get to Dell. I'm gonna get to E40. I'm gonna get to
fucking Tupac's gonna appear on that list first.
Yeah, exactly. And again, no hate, but it's just
no hate.
He's not that rapper. You know what I mean?
He's not. It's. I'm trying to think of an apt comparison. It's name your top 10 actors. Gal Gadot is not on that list.
Yeah, exactly. No, but hey, don't diss him. That he's not bad at rapping, right?
You're right.
He's a competent rapper who's just
just normal.
He's the normal type Pokemon rapper, right?
Like he's in the middle.
Yeah,
he's above Yellow Wolf.
Exactly. But below a Big L. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
He's above OT Genesis. He's okay.
Exactly. He's not making anything whack, but he's just not, he's a working class rapper. Like,
Exactly. He's a blue collar rapper.
Exactly.
He paid the bills.
Yeah.
We got to eat. We had a roof over our head because of these,
Exactly. And he made a good decision.
Yeah,
to have a show. That's
like he's like Chameleonaire tier.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, actually that sounds about right. Yeah.
It's like his name. It's like, oh yeah. Whatever happened to him? He's still out there doing his thing.
Yeah, and getting paid a lot, apparently. He's actually been made some fucking money. Didn't he own Blip? He was one of the partner people that owned Blip.tv at one point.
Remember Blip.tv?
For what that's worth, but the point is.
R.I.P.
Yeah. But yeah, so they, he tells them, shows them like, oh yeah, we're gonna get shit fixed up if we pretend to go along with it. And then he goes like, yeah, Granddad, you gonna be bitches. And he's like, what the hell did you call me?
There's that whole exchange about just like calling them bitches. Like, no, you gonna have so many bitches.
That's what niggas is gonna call you. It's like, what?
And I'm just like, you could have just said Mr. Bitches, but who am I to expect this much from like a 7-year-old?
Just the fact that it's like, yeah, his name is Mr. Bitches, because that's how many, he's Mr. Women, because he gets so many women. Like, that's just saying that is so dumb. Like, that could only come from an 8-year-old.
From the mouths of babes, really, truly.
And so, but the fact that old ass Granddad goes along with it, like, he's like, yeah. Because he said like, yo, because after that they knock on the door again, and that's when the HG home fixing people come in. Yeah. So there's 2 fucking shows that he got him booked for, and Granddad's looking over, is like, what the hell's going on? And Huey's like, hey, I've seen this show. They're gonna like demolish the house, but Riley keeps going like, yeah, but they're gonna make it that much bigger. They're gonna add a this and that. They're gonna even add a grotto. And Granddad's like, oh, what? Grotto. What's Grotto? And he's like, that's the thing that like Hugh Hefner got, man. And ain't nobody got more bitches than Hugh Hefner. And I just love his line of delivery was like, you ain't never lied about that. You ain't never lied about that.
For those that don't know, Grotto is what happens when Lotto and Glorilla fuse to
Stop it.
Wait a minute.
Whoa. Wait, Gorilla and Lotto's Grotto?
It's like how when Vegeta and Goku fused, it was Gogeta, not Vegerat or Vegito.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like that shit don't make no sense, but that's what we get. Damn, that would be a dastardly fusion for the streets of Atlanta and Memphis.
Bro, yeah.
That'd be a day. With those accents fused together.
Oh my God, Cubans on Cubans. No, but so what does he do?
They call me Big Mama.
Oh my God. So he says,
gotta get my coochie wet.
No. He said, that's when he has the flashback sequence where he says what was the cue into the line? Is that the line where he says like, you ain't never lied about that? And then the flashback.
The vision where like
the cutie pot, the naked women jumping in the pool, and he's like walking around, he's like, and that's what I said, bang, 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 bang. And he's like, hey, baby, that's just how I do it, And naked women,
you have nerves.
Yeah, exactly. Naked women coming up to him with bacon on a plate to be like, more bacon, sir. He's like, why, thank you, naked cutie pie. Oh yeah, and then Hugh Hefner comes up, you have an amazing grotto, Mr. Bitch. No, Mr. Freeman, and he says, call me bitches. And then the woman snaps him back to life. Mr. Bitches, we're gonna have to get your name signed on this. And there's in the one point where he goes, they say, he says like, oh, we're gonna have to get your John Hancock on this. And he's like, oh, wait a minute, let me read it first. And everyone looks at him like, Durr. And it's like, of course you're just gonna sign that. Now, first of all, that's some bullshit. No, even if he's blind, someone can still dictate to him.
You can dictate, and also there's Braille, nigga.
Yeah, exactly. So, wait, that's fucking bullshit.
Contrary to popular belief, many blind and hard of seeing people can in fact read.
Yeah, exactly.
They can also hear most of the time too.
So they convince him to write his John Hancock on the thing, and they're like, oh yeah, that's great. And the white guy's like, oh yeah, that's great. Word. And then
for no reason, and then the wrecking ball came in right behind it.
And then I love all throughout the episode, there's this one woman that you never see is just kind of always talking, and she's like, well, I don't give a fuck. Put this thing in the back of the I don't want to. We're gonna put this thing on in 50 fucking minutes. There's just this one woman who is just going the fuck off. And I just love, she's like the star player of the episode. I don't think you ever see her, but she's always just going like, he's fucking blind. I don't give a fuck about the.
Oh yeah,
but that's what's happening behind the scenes of these cutesy shows
about
comfort shows where we're showing them renovating, and behind the scenes there's one person going like, dude, we only have fucking 10 minutes. Get that fucking shit over there.
Get that shot. That shot.
Because when they first show up, they're like, oh, we know you can't see us because you're blind, but we're gonna renovate your house. They're like, oh yeah, and look at the surprise on his face. All right, now get a shot. Let's get the cameras inside.
Let's reset.
It's that's a good point. Whenever they have those, we're surprising you, but somehow they're able to get a shot. At all angles.
Cut. Can we take that again?
Yeah, exactly. What happens? So while these renovations are happening,
that's when the white shadow comes back around.
So it's kind of like as an aside, because he first shows up when he's on the hill. Then later on he shows up when the people are doing work and stuff like that. Yeah, because he has he goes like, why are you following me? Why are you doing this? You're the worst secret agent ever. Why are you just telling me who you are? And he's like, I'm too old for playing games. I figure I just hey, you might need someone to talk to. It sounds like you need someone to talk to. And he keeps referencing things that happened earlier in the episode that you would only know if you had an ear inside their house of because he references the thing where he says oh, your granddad's hilarious. And your brother, those two should have their own sitcom. It's referencing the thing that he had said earlier, you guys need to have your own sitcom or something like that. And so there's that sort of level of oh shit, wait, is it could very well be this is a figment of his imagination, and that's why it remembers everything that he's saying. But it could also be what the fuck is going on? Because it seems
it is equally plausible that this could be just as much of a delusion as much as it is their house is fucking bugged.
Yeah. And that's what it is. It ends with him saying just because I'm listening to everything you're doing and all this sort of shit doesn't mean we can't be friends. And then two guys walk by and
they're coming through here.
Yeah, and he tries to stop someone and says, did you see someone I was talking to just now? And he was like, I wasn't really looking. And it's like, God damn it.
Which is I like that from a writing standpoint. So real. Leaving it to be ambiguous, because he just they walk by and White Shadow disappears.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, no, I'm just somebody that makes their presence up, because here's the thing. even if he was, regardless of whether he was or wasn't or is or isn't real, who's gonna believe a kid?
Yeah, exactly. And on top, the funny thing to me is like, I just love if the reality is that he is real, that means that when those guys came by, you had to like jump on that fucking, thing of wood.
Backflips, behind the lumber.
Yeah, exactly.
Without anyone noticing. Which again, not that
he's a secret agent.
He's a secret agent. Like, he's been watching him for a long time. I think he knows how to get in and out of places.
Yeah. And at one point he goes like, he's like, I've decided to call you the White Shadow. He's like, I'm white. I'm shadowing you. It's a good name. But yeah, so and then he tries to tell his family about him, and they're not believing him, and what is it? Riley does that thing where he says like, "Hey, it's what is it?" He says like, "Oh wait, you guys hear something?" And he was like, "Well, I don't hear anything." He's like, "It's Huey's imaginary friend in the bathroom upstairs taking a deuce." And so he does a little and then eventually Jasmine comes back and sees him on the hill, and she goes like, he tells her about the man shadowing him, and she goes like, "Wait, you think like a secret agent's shadowing you?" He's like, "Where is he? I haven't seen him." It's like, "Oh, he disappears whenever anyone shows up." And he goes like, "Wait a minute, that's messed up. You get to have an imaginary friend, and I don't." So yeah, and then what happens after that?
Was it? It was a reveal.
Well, they elevate things by talking about the homeless shelter, because then Tom comes over and tries to fucking sing. He's like, because they're aiming the camera at the cute little girl, and he goes like, "Oh hey, up here."
Meanwhile, they don't fucking move, mind you. He's like squatting.
Right, is a home of love. I'm like, get the fuck out of here.
It's very funny to me too, because I'm like, Cedric Yarborough is not at all a bad singer, but
he's an incredible singer.
But it's always the fucking background commentary, especially when you have like the subtitles on. It's like, what is he singing? He's not too bad. Is he gay? Like,
the one part where it becomes they reveal the car, and they're like, "Oh, like Granddad, you get to get the car now."
Right.
And they reveal it in front of him, and Granddad's like, "Oh my God, look at it! I can't believe it!
Look at her!
Yeah, look at it!" It's like, wow, how do the rims keep spinning? How do they keep spinning? And then what I love is like, they what is it? Riley's like, Riley looks over him, he's like, "Oh, Granddad. It's like, you're supposed to be blind." And then he looks over, everyone looking at him is like,
he's not blind. He's not blind.
And then what I love, Granddad tries to like salvage it at the last second, tries to do a little head going back and forth, and they play like a little like wow, like Stevie Wonder Superstition. Like that shit's about to work. Oh my God, he's just like, and it's like, oh, nobody believes that. And then like Granddad, they cut back to the recording. He's like, "Yeah, that's right. I did that to teach that boy a lesson." What the hell I know about being blind? Oh yeah, that's what they said earlier in the episode. Like, you've got to help my granddad. He hasn't been able to get any women ever since he lost a bleach fight with his first wife.
And he went blind. And I'm just like, Jesus that's Christ. So oddly specific.
They're both fighting with the bleach.
Right. Yeah. Take that, wench. Yeah.
This nigga's gonna look like Michael Jackson after the burn.
Right. It's like, and it only got his eyes and nothing else. Damn. Must have been pretty good with a bottle.
Yeah, Jesus Christ.
Clorox whipped his ass.
But yeah, so they get exposed. Xzibit's like, "I can't believe you're not blind, man."
Right.
He hops in the car.
That was the betrayal.
But it was just so messed up at that moment of like, hey, that is their car. Like, what are you doing? So they drive off. They're angry. The people walk away. Their house is half destroyed because nothing's been built.
Yeah, nothing got finished.
Yeah, so they're just living in a drafty house, all cold and shit. And then I think the next day, because he says, what is it? Riley says something where he's just like, "Hey, at least we can get the car eventually," or something like that. And then he goes like, what is it? The Granddad's like, "Oh, motherfucker," and chases after him. And it's like the sort of pause moment. Then later on, he
Xzibit he came back. And
he comes back.
We actually was feeling pretty bad for y'all.
Yeah. Well, and I'm forgetting that earlier bit where he says like, "Man, look at this old ass car. This shit look like it runs on unleaded coal. This shit look like it needs some lotion." Like, God damn, he's roasting the fucking car. This shit look like it needs some lotion. And then, but yeah. So they bring the car back because they knock on the door, and then he walks over to the side where the holes in blasted through. He's like, "Hey, is anyone here?" And the Granddad's like, "You see us." He was like, yeah, it's like, we couldn't legally keep the car. No, he says like, hey, we decided to give you the car back. He's like, oh, thanks, Exhibition. I love you. You're awesome. He's like,
it's like, I love you, Xzibit. You're my favorite rapper.
That's why I messes with Xzibit. It's like,
Xzibit,
it's like, and besides, the company told me we can't legally keep the car, so we'll just charge you for an invoice of $35,000 for $35,428.08. And then they just like, what the fuck? Like, fuck
you, Xzibit. I don't even like your music like that.
With the bebop rapping. And then, the Xzibit is like, well, that's the invoice, and you might want to take your time with that. Look like money gonna be tight around here for a minute. That cold-blooded laugh.
Xzibit does have the laugh of a hip-hop villain.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, man. And that's when Riley says, like, yeah, hey, it was worth it for a car, right? At least we got fucking a fish bowl in the fucking back of the headrest. Yeah. Who gives a shit? But, so, yeah, they, what was it? Then it ends with the last bit where the final time of the white shadow. I think that's when he names him.
Remember, Huey.
Yeah.
I'll always be watching.
Yeah. All right, gotta go. It's time for the idol. Right. What's so funny and like not like creep. It's not even unsettling. It just feels real about like, oh yeah, there probably is like an agent who's like a basic bitch outside in his normal life, but then is on his shit and on his precision when it comes to doing his work, and he has that point where he's so comfortable in what his job is that he knows that like, oh yeah, I can just. What does this even matter, bro? Like,
what's he gonna do?
Yeah, it's like
I'm
too old. I don't give a shit. Like, who are you gonna tell? No one's gonna believe you, and we know that. And it's like, again, that feels like it's so directly being used against him, right? Like, is this government agent screwing with him by doing this sort of like, I can just roll up and it won't even matter.
That's why I just be sending freaky nasty ass texts to turn my government agent right the fuck off. It's like, hey, It's like,
I'm saying the most random shit. I'm trying to confuse the bots that are listening to, because it's probably not people that are actually listening to us. It's probably bots that are like, waiting for control words, and I'm just trying to fuck it all up by just saying the most random shit.
There's that Patton Oswalt bit where he's just talking about it's like my secret agents probably gather around every time I'm driving alone in my car. It's like, oh, we got another Patton at 6 p.m. Y'all gather around, get the chips and popcorn.
But yeah, they end the episode with what is it?
I just started explaining I turned my fantasies and just the scenes from Sinner. It was like, yeah, I want you to grab my nuts and say it. I know your body. And that motherfucker be turning his head. Like, I don't want to hear this shit.
Gonna get my testicles laminated.
Yes. I want you to tie me to a head, boy.
No. I want you to tie my nuts to a dresser, right? Just my fucking nuts. Then bang them shits with a spike hammer. No.
It's like, hey, girl, I'm going to tie you to a ceiling fan and make you a ceiling fixture like that nigga Good did to them other bitches. It's like, all right, I'm cutting my headphones off. He getting fucking weird. I'm taking lunch.
So they get to the end of the episode, and that's what he says, though. What is it? He says, like Riley says to Granddad, "Good night, Granddad." Granddad's like, "Oh, good, your night." And then
I love black parents.
Yeah, right. They'll take everything to be I'll
blank your blank. That's what we need, black libs.
Exactly. But at the end, and then Riley talks to Huey again, where he says like, hey, Granddad, Huey's imaginary friend touched me in an inappropriate place.
Unfortunately,
got imaginary friends.
Unfortunately, that could be a reality because of what we know about the federal government.
Yeah, fucking hell.
They do have a tendency to hire felons, so it is what it is.
Yeah.
Sexual abusers at that.
But to be double agents to, look to try to get the Jeffrey Epstein,
sure.
And then they end up being in bed with him and doing the things that they want to do.
But then, I mean, you're still talking about that Epstein guy?
Yeah, right?
That's
just
really old news.
Silly. Yeah.
Preposterous even.
But
why would he kill himself?
Yeah, exactly.
He has so much to live for.
Yeah, like the standing trial for all those awful things he did. No, but
why would he kill himself? Why would he choke himself to death?
Yeah, exactly.
And then stage his own hanging.
And
crazy.
Knowing that the government and anyone involved is not going to fucking, it's going to be, that was the one nigga over there that did it. Everybody else.
That's so crazy is that only one guy was doing this to all of those people.
He was making us all do it, honestly. He was making all those people do it. You know, they didn't want to.
Hey, man, he forced him to touch all those kids.
Yeah, exactly. He forced them to be cool with doing that. Yeah.
He forced them to take that private helicopter flight and plane
with
multiple times to and from said location throughout several decades.
Yeah, you know when you get on a roll, you know.
It's like Pringles.
Yeah. Oh God
damn.
Once you pop the illegal shit, don't stop.
Oh no.
But anyways, this has been the Review New Podcast. I think that's pretty much everything we have to say about that episode.
Stop implicating the federal government of crimes that
exactly.
they may or may not have allegedly or not allegedly committed.
Yeah, we're just low to random internet people, you guys. Oh boy,
we're just two silly guys. What was it that J. Jonah Jameson said? It's like it's not
It's not slander. It's libel.
Libel. Yeah. Slander is spoken.
Yeah. But this has been the Review a New Podcast. Thank you so much for listening. Like you said, if you want to get this episode first, when you hear it, there will be like 2 more episodes in on the Patreon, patreon.com/rapcritic. And if you want to request stuff, kofi.com/rapcritic, make those requests. Oh, Will, before we get you on up out of here, let the people know where they can find your stuff at. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, they can find me at YouTube and Instagram, both at Will the Greatest, all one word on Instagram. I'm also on Threads at Will the Greatest. I'm on TikTok at Will.thegreatest. And if you would like to listen to my own podcast with my co-host, the real Aaron Alexander from The Real Rejects, it is the Ace Podcast, where we talk all things art, culture, and entertainment. We are probably going to put up episodes soon because there's a lot of shit to talk about.
There's happening a lot going on.
July is a big fucking month. Right? We got Jurassic World. We got Superman this week. Right. We got I Know What You Did Last Summer, and we got Fantastic Four coming out. So it's going to be a lot of stuff coming that we're going to try to cover soon and very soon.
All over him.
Yeah, we still got to talk about Sinners, but we had our 90th episode, so the next one should be 91. But yes, the Ace Podcast.
Look at you.
Everywhere all podcasts are available. YouTube, Will the Greatest. Threads and Instagram, Will the Greatest.
Yeah, get with it, act like you want it. And until next time, I'm DJ.
And I'm Will the Greatest.
And I'm gonna be here after the smoke die down. Insomnia style, I won't lie down. Fight the good fight, don't need no help. Keep your hands up, defend yourself. Move like I move and live life long. Can't move up if your heart not strong. Get your own shit, cause this shit mine. Every time I spit, I shine, cocksucker. All right, let's go.
That's the most Xzibit lyrics I've heard in 10 years.
Exactly. Yeah. It's a shame you only in the rap game, only for the money and the fame. Extra large. It's a shame, only for the rap game, only for the money and the fame. Paparazzi. That was a big hit that he did in the 90s. All right, anyways, let's get the fuck up out of here.
Yup.
I don't know how to stop this.
I think it's
I don't want to hit these buttons and fuck anything up.